In a village cradled by ancient hills, where the sun kissed thatched roofs with golden warmth, lived an old woman named Elara. Her face, a tapestry of fine, gentle wrinkles, was framed by hair like spun moonlight. But it was her eyes, deep pools reflecting a lifetime of serenity, that held a profound and unwavering kindness. Elara lived alone in a small, humble cottage nestled beside the village's grand banyan tree, its sprawling roots like wise, gnarled fingers anchoring it to the earth. Though she had known loss, her husband having departed years ago and no children to call her own, Elara carried no burden of complaint. She was a constant presence beneath the banyan's shade, a quiet anchor for weary souls, always ready with a soft word and, more importantly, a luminous smile. Life in that village was a ceaseless cycle of toil. Farmers coaxed sustenance from the soil, carpenters shaped wood with calloused hands, and merchants bartered in the bustling market square. Yet the rhythm was often disrupted. Sometimes the skies withheld their tears, leaving crops withered and hopes parched. At other times, a sudden fever would sweep through homes, sidelining breadwinners and deepening the gnawing fear. Worry, heavy and persistent, often clung to the villagers like morning mist. One particularly gray afternoon, a young woman named Radha approached Elara's cottage. Her shoulders sagged and silent tears traced paths through the dust on her cheeks, her eyes swollen with a nameless dread. "I don't know what to do, Grandma," Radha choked out, her voice raw with despair. "My husband journeyed to the city for work weeks ago, but no money, no word. My children's bellies ache, and my heart feels like a stone." Elara's gaze softened, a comforting warmth radiating from her very being. "Sit, my dear child," she murmured, gesturing to the woven mat beside her. "Tell me, what thoughts are swirling in your mind? What do you truly believe will happen?" Radha swiped at her tears, her voice barely a whisper. "I don't know. I just feel a dark cloud. What if he doesn't find work? What if he forgets us and we are left to starve?" The old woman shook her head ever so slightly, a gentle negation. "Radha, my dear," she began, her voice like a soothing balm, "when we dwell on grim visions, our spirits sag and our burdens feel heavier. But if we nurture bright thoughts, our hearts lighten, and sometimes, surprisingly, good things begin to unfold." "But how?" Radha cried, her hands clenching into fists. "How can I think happy thoughts when my reality is so grim?" Elara's lips curved into that familiar, serene smile. "Let me share a story with you then." Radha looked up, her tear-streaked face etched with a flicker of curiosity. "Once, long ago," Elara began, her voice weaving a spell, "there was a man utterly bereft. He had no roof over his head, no morsel to eat, no kin to call his own. He sat by the winding river, his tears mingling with its currents. An old woman, her presence as quiet as the dawn, came upon him. 'Why do you weep so bitterly?' she asked. The man's voice was hoarse with sorrow. 'I possess nothing. How can joy possibly find me?' The old woman's smile was like a sunrise. 'Look around you,' she invited gently. 'You have the cool, flowing river, the steadfast trees offering their shade, the golden warmth of the sun upon your skin. There is beauty and the very breath of life all around us. If you fixate on what you lack, your sorrow will be endless. But if you truly see and appreciate what you do possess, you will discover a profound peace.' The man listened, truly listened. Slowly, the torrent of his tears subsided. He began to truly see the vibrant tapestry of life around him, and from that day, a subtle yet profound shift began in his own life. Elara met Radha's gaze. "You see, my dear, that man's fortune did not change through some magic spell. It changed because he chose to transform his own mind. When we embrace positivity, our hearts feel less weighed down, and we gain the inner strength to confront our troubles." Radha pondered the story, a fragile hope blossoming in her chest. "Can my thoughts truly change my life?" Elara nodded, her smile deepening. "Yes, my child. If you awaken each morning and whisper to yourself, 'Today will be a good day,' you will summon the strength to work diligently, to nurture your children, and to await your husband's return with a hopeful spirit. But if you succumb to worries and only imagine what could go wrong, you will feel only sadness and weakness." Radha slowly nodded, a quiet resolve settling over her. "I understand. I will try to think good thoughts from this moment forth." "That is the crucial first step, my dear," Elara affirmed. Radha left the cottage that day, her steps lighter, a newfound purpose in her heart. Every morning she remembered Elara's gentle wisdom. She would arise, murmur, "Today will be a good day," and then pour her energy into her chores, caring for her children, and sending silent prayers for her husband's safe return. Just a few weeks later, a letter arrived, worn and creased, but bearing incredible news. Her husband had found steady work in the city and had sent money home. Radha's joy overflowed. She ran, breathless, to Elara's cottage to share the triumphant news. The old woman simply smiled, a knowing glint in her eyes, and nodded. "You see, my dear, when we open our hearts to positivity, we invite good fortune into our lives. Challenges will always arise, but if we greet them with a hopeful spirit, we possess the power to overcome them." Word of Elara's profound wisdom soon spread throughout the village. Villagers burdened by their own worries began to seek her out. To each she offered the same unwavering advice: "Think good thoughts, and good will surely follow." Her words were not just advice, they were seeds of change that blossomed in countless lives. The villagers cherished her even more, for she had gifted them the invaluable secret of a hopeful heart.